Greetings, hello, hi, my name is Claire. I hope you're treating yourselves well and of course others. This is a what you need to know right now reading. Yes, so I hope it is helpful, and if you feel so inclined, like, subscribe, and comment. All right, let's get it. Maybe through the Knave of Pentacles being the Page of Pentacles, maybe through a new pursuit you are feeling less stagnant or ill-conceived, maybe even defensive, with the Seven of Wands in reverse, as well as kind of dignifying that you could be feeling more lighthearted, but it's just something has your attention, which is causing you to look away from what is ultimately been kind of something, I'm hearing rotting, but maybe just something you have been going through for a long time, with the Nine of Batons, which is the Nine of Wands, indicating forward motion. You've done a lot of progress and forward motion. You're putting something down for right now, it seems. Maybe you will come back to this endeavor. It seems like an endeavor. I think something in life you have been trying to grow has been keeping, because it's this star here that's indicating that you could have been trying to grow something for quite a while too, and you could have felt like so inclined to this thing, or like you've been working on it for so long that giving up now would just be like for naught. You would feel like you're forsaking something about maybe your even like entire personality. Maybe this has something to do with your higher purpose, but for now you need to like put it down, come back later. You need to reassess the situation. There's no more forward motion for now. 79 or 97 could be important or relevance to you. I keep on looking at like it is it looks like stained glass, but it's these trees growing in the back. So perhaps through something that you thought was dead, you're finding motivation again. Whether you were speaking about it, it doesn't seem like you have spoken about it or even let it hit the light of day, in essence. Like, I think you've kind of really held it to your chest, like you've held it very closely to you. You're growing it deep down inside, but you have not said anything aloud. I think you are kind of holding your reserves back. Like, you could be hiding how much you actually are making in a certain situation, or just saving for the first time in a while, or you are starting to be able to save for the first time. Maybe this thing that you were finding motivation towards, you could have kind of started feeling like you need to put money away for it, or like it made you want to save money, I think is the notion. The Five of Swords has been showing up a lot, so there has been sneakiness, whether you or someone around you in the grass. I think the sneakiness is more of you setting sail. I think it's something that, like the notion of like holding it close to your chest. And I think this is for these, I pulled these earlier, and it's just cards that kind of indicate the whole like atmosphere of what might be going on. And I think that whatever you're doing as of lately, it might be very secretive. I think that you've been making a lot of progress forward. I think you might have been in an environment where secrecy was necessary, but that's the funny part of it all, is because your battle has probably been with secrecy in general. Like, you were having to acclimate and reassess because the Hangman as well, you got earlier with the moon, and these are two major cards. So this is like a major life event. This is a major path. So I think maybe secrecy has been something that you've been plagued with in some form or fashion. It's something very idealistic to you. You might tend to fall back and be very secretive in certain ways that have harmed you in life, or just like not been so beneficial. You might have felt reprimanded now for being secretive. But the thing is, this is the moment where you need to kind of be like, at this present moment, 35 could be of, I think that you're just building and it needs to be secretive as of right now for some reason. The Four of Cups in reverse, there could have been a revelation. I think you were the dead setness, like there's a nature to you that is very steadfastness, and you're gonna get it done. So I think the thing we call back on the Nine of Wands earlier, the something that could be very much a part of your, like, I think it is a part of your like higher purpose. Something in me is like indicating, I feel that it is something in your higher purpose, and that's why you don't feel like giving up on it. But there's a need. I think you're starting to see where the cracks are forming by pushing. Like, don't push right now. You need to reserve. You need to find an escape plan almost. It's like a thought of like temperance. You need to balance your emotions. So the more you can find, like, you're going to be put through these motions of having to, let's see, I think you're going to be tested a lot when it comes to like emotional wherewithal. Like, you could have put yourself through isolation, or just you could have been in a state of dealing with a lot of things and you felt like you were at a decent place mentally. And I think this is the time where you could feel like maybe you might have like snapped in a sense of like feeling bizarre. Like, you could feel kind of not like yourself anymore. Yeah, you feel like everything is a mystery. Like, the more you try, the less you have control of things, but in maybe like a menacing sort of way. I feel like you like there's a sinister feeling in what has been going on as of lately, and that might be because you feel like because you felt true to what you have been doing at one point in life, but I think you feel unlucky now. Like, maybe you chose a path that steered you into the gutters for some reason. I'm hearing like the Hanged Man again. Maybe this has only become so bad because it took such a long time for you to realize the nature of your situation, and this could just be a very unfair realization to you, is that the people around you were negative to you. They didn't serve you any longer. Maybe at one point they did, but it became a mystery how you, like, now that you're at this point that you are the Hanged Man, not in reverse, you are contemplating all the moves that you've made in life or recently, and been like, you see things so clearly now. So I think you're feeling an anxiousness to, the Nine of Pentacles. Like, you have a thirst for, like, there's these wings. There's a thirst to fly. You see in ways that are motivating you for the first time in a while, perhaps, maybe even through relations, love, finance. I think those things are starting to tap in. Like, you feel like you're maybe like running the race, and finally someone has been like, tap in, it's your turn. And I think you're starting to see how things could maybe connect, even if they feel like it almost seems like magic, perhaps, because the Nine of Pentacles is a really it's a good card. Like, it's very close to the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles is pure magic. It is a sense of like having the wonders of the world fall into your hands. And I think what right now is just you being able to accept the fact that if you can not give in to the temptations, because when we said earlier that you would be tested, I think those tests will come with the things that maybe you have idolized in your life before, these realizations that you've come to, like, you know, right and wrong, and you've been able to choose that freely in the past and maybe not see such negative reactions, or maybe you've been in a mindset where it didn't really even matter what happened, but now you're like kind of finding purpose, and in order for you to prevail in this purpose, to perceive the next step, the death card, oh my gosh, yeah, you've got all these major cards. So your life is in transformation mode. I think if you were feeling all these emotions, you probably felt like sadness at a depth that was like deep seas, scary depths. But you are prevailing. I think you are swimming to the top, and like, even like I'm having this image where like as you're swimming to the top, even the sharks are like, oh, I'm not gonna mess with that. Like, I think that you were just like beelining it to like the sun. The death card is indicating that you see where things are ending, and you're like you're running the race, you're making it happen. You have all these cards of ending. So I think if you could just not snap, if you can keep it together, see the ways that you can move forward. But I think there's an inkling of magic, which takes you like opening your eye a little bit, like maybe a third eye sort of thing. Like if you're not mystic, or if you don't have a sort of like magical realm that's so open to thinking crazy things could happen, I think you're about to realize the reality of how crazy things can be. And it's going to be exciting. I think that you might have had a very stagnant period in life, or just one where you've seen a lot of things happen out of your control, or just that you wouldn't want to go through over and over again, like maybe you have been. But things are turning upwards, things are looking good, and just keep they will be looking good for sure. Your life is changing for better, and if you can change with it, if you can remain on course and stay en route, whatever. Gosh, I don't know. I say that all the time, and for some reason right now I just mess it up. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, just don't stumble. Do your best, and you know right from wrong. You're very, very smart, so don't play yourself. You know you got this. You know I love you. Hello, greetings, pile 2. Welcome. This is what you need to know for right now. And wow, things are going well for you, I think. I think you are seeing the lighter side of what it means to make the right decisions. Perhaps you could have made decent investments. You're coming up on maybe I'm hearing an inheritance, but that's not usually a good thing. So just maybe like surprise influence, or surprise wealth. I think you were coming into just like the 4 of Pentacles is you being able to maybe invest it properly, or there's something about you're maybe about to get a lot of emotional reward, and I think even financial. It seems very physical as well, but the cups, the Ace of Cups, there's just a lot of emotion is coming in towards you, but it seems in a realm of like you could have worked for this, but I think you worked for it in a sense of being good for something, being good in a way. You have maybe worked, but maybe even right place at the right time. Something is coming up. The 7 of Cups in reverse. I think you have a sense of like, I need to work for the things that I get, and this is an instance where this might just kind of fall into your lap. I'm even hesitant right now to even display such lucrative cards just saying like you're gonna come in some sort of money and wealth. But like, yeah, the Three of Wands in reverse, I think you might have had a bout of working for a long time. Like you could have just worked so long at the same thing that you don't really see any difference in life. Like your life could be very straightforward. I think that you know what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. You know what you're doing a month from now. Your life is very fixed because you enjoy the finer things, which is like luxury, not having to fight day to day of like knowing what you're doing, like, you know, like comfort. I think you are very ideal in the realm of like you took the path of least resistance, and it's showing beautiful rewards. I think when you see people around you maybe complaining about certain things, it's not really touching you. You kind of have a lighter situation, maybe because you just have put your head down and worked for so long. I think life with the Ace of Pentacles is about to reward you in some sort of just unimaginable way. I think something is about to get spiced up a little bit. It's the Ace of Pentacles indicates like life handing you something. It's usually signified with a card with a hand like reaching out. So I think you could have opportunity to travel or go somewhere really sunny or go out and do something that you've been wanting to do as of lately, but maybe with someone that you've been wanting to do it with. It could be like a family gathering or the Three of Swords. I think you are, let's go to these cards. Five of Wands. Okay, you could have felt left out in the cold. I think that's what's happened. I think in the past, you're seeing justice being served, maybe. You're seeing judgment around you. That's what's happened, perhaps. With the Three of Swords, maybe someone has stabbed you in the back, the front, the head, the side. Someone has used you for not, maybe even abused you. I'm sorry. The Five of, gosh, these cards you can never see, but I use them. I picked them out before. This was a horrible time for me to talk about that because we're talking about someone has treated you very poorly. The Five of Wands indicates that very much fiery situations, conflict. You could have rivals. You could start to feel like people that you really cared about once are your rivals now. You could be having more arguments with people that you technically don't really know. So maybe you're in environments where people that you have to be around, but you don't know them. You could be avoiding people, not even people that you know, just like random instances of people that you don't want to see, like maybe just avoiding people. Anti-stalking, I think is what they call it. But clashes of egos as well. You could have someone who maybe in the past you have dignified a fight with. You could have actually butt heads with someone that you really cared about in the past, and it has been weighing heavy on you. I think you are finally coming to terms with, I would rather have this person in my life than hold on to the negative flame that has been broiling our relationship, perhaps. I think there is a reward. I keep on trying to show you these cards. So there is reward for you prevailing through this situation. I hope it is not very, like, it could be very dark. It could seriously be very dark. I have a lot of things that are running through my head. I am so very sorry if you are having to leave situations that left you in, like, despair. It's really not fair for people to take things out on you. But there's triumph, and I think there is pride in the way that you didn't react, perhaps in situations you have been known to, maybe only yourself, that to act certain ways, maybe to retaliate. You could have, like, for instance, like, if someone hurts you, you could go to a vice or, like, retaliate by like going to other people. Like, you could hook up with people when you feel lonely instead of just, like, working it through it yourself, like the devil in reverse. I think you are finally stabilizing yourself to the point where you don't need those things. You would rather work through the aloneness, even, like, maybe it is as easy as you hung around people when you were feeling lonely, and now you're like, I could continue just to put my head down and work. There's a time and place for friendship, but I'm feeling with the Two of Pentacles, strong, keep working, keep doing what you're doing. If you're working towards people, keep your sights on what you're trying to do. Don't stray and give in to, like, random topics that slightly interest you was what I'm trying to say, I guess. Like, if you look off the path for a second, you could become prey instead of be the hunter. Like, you become the hunted. I keep on getting this analogy in my head of where, like, you are on the prowl, and the second that you get distracted with these, like, simplistic or, like, simple things, like the things that life is throwing at you to see if you're capable of overcoming now. Maybe you haven't been always, or maybe it's just, like, life being annoying and just testing you for no reason. But it doesn't matter. You're being put through it, and if you slip, you could become prey, is what I'm saying. And it doesn't even have to be, like, it very much seems like you have people or something in your life that has betrayed you, for sure, because you got the Three of Swords. So there's definitely something, and the Five of Wands, that the Six of Swords, yes. There's something you're walking away from, and it, whether it is the hurt from what has already happened or something that is happened as of lately, you walking away from this is dignifying your next phase in life. You will be rewarded. The Knight of Wands. You will be starting to see the options pop up. A lot of the options that have popped up have been mirages. Like, it could have been fallacies. You could have fallen for a lot of things that felt like you were gonna survive off of them or keep you afloat in some way, but those things have proven to fall. They have fallen away. I think it was a part of your, like, ultimate plan. Like, you needed to go through these things. You gained some knowledge. The 3 is popping up a lot, and the 6. So I think that there was, like, you needed to have the idea to build on something in order for you to start. It was not about to, it wasn't going to start without you acknowledging something. Like, things aren't going to get better until you figure out what the problem is. And I know that sounds obvious, but it could be not that obvious. It's a little confusing to me. The Ten of Wands in reverse. Ten of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Wands. This is just a moment of you needing to chill out, I think. I think you need to fall back on any sort of give and take that King of Swords. Anything that you know that is going to rile you up at this moment, whether it be just like a distraction, like even if it is something like rile you up in a good way, maybe don't give in to that right now. Maybe this is a period of, if you want to receive, like say your next phase is like an item form. If you want to receive that item, you need to not give in to your lower vibrational self. You need to move forward, not give in to people, places, or things that keep you tied to, I'm hearing luxury, but I think maybe you're feeling comfortable in certain ways that you are knowing is no longer dignified by your new existence for some reason. Something is stressing you out in your current situation that you are fighting instead of cooperating. And when I say cooperation, I think that means either walking away from the situation or actually showing your true feelings in the situation. I think that there's a sense of like holding back, maybe even lying. Maybe another person is lying to you and you know that they are. Being straightforward. If you have a situation where you have a give and take with someone and it is very, it has been built on lies or something, and you can't have a real conversation with someone, just give them the truth as much as they can take it, and that will be that. I'm just feeling like the situation where I don't think you can take this battle head on. What you can do is just be yourself and say the things that you know at the time. You got the 10 of Wands again. So the battle is just to be yourself in the situation, and that will help you grow. You need to stand up for yourself by being yourself, and where you might like back down or not show yourself, like you're lying about something. You're putting on a mask in some way, and either you need to walk away from a situation, have a conversation to alleviate the weight of it, but there's something that you need to let it go, and it's up to you to figure what that is. But you got this, and you know I love you.